Hello violin players, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and this is day 9 of the Virtual Violin Practice Playalong. So today we're going to practice some trills, we're going to practice some more bowing exercises, and then we're going to really work on our D major improvisation. So let's get all your stuff together and let's go and get started. Let's begin by tuning up our violins. Here is your A. And E. This is your D string. And here is your G. And today let's also practice tuning in double stops. So we're playing the A and E strings together, and I want you to really listen to how those two individual sounds melt together in that double stop. Remember, if you find that the notes clash, your tuning may not be completely perfectly done. So just wind this video back and go to the individual strings again to tune up even better. That is if your double stops notes clash when you play them together. Now here is your A and D. G and D. Lovely. Today we're going to get started with just the violin, so let's put your bow down. And we're going to practice what we did in day 8, and that is trying to hold the violin with no hands. So find that button here at the top of your violin, stick it into your neck and slide it to the side until your corner of your jaw here is on the chin rest, and then we're just going to hold it with no hands. Now very gently, can you put your hands on your head? Wow, that's very good, and hold it like that. Be careful if you're not sure that you do that maybe just with one hand. Okay, give your neck a break, twist your head, shake a little bit of no, and a little bit of yes, so you get back into shape again, and then we'll try that again. Let's hold it just with your neck. Now this time, can you touch your knees? Wow, that's impressive. So let's relax it again. Again, shake a bit of no, shake a bit of yes. Remember, when you do this exercise and you're not quite sure, ask some other person to hold their hands around it to catch the violin should you drop it. But if you're reasonably secure, you can do this. And now we're going to take it even further. Can you tap both hands behind your back? And then in front and at the back. And at the front. So that means, can you open your shoulders a little bit when you still hold the violin there? Now, you have to have a secure shoulder rest to do that. and I'm hoping that works all right. So let me know how you get on with this, because that is not so easy to do. Enough of that for today. Let's grab our bow now and let's play our peanut butter sandwich exercise that we did in day 8 as well. So we're going to start on the E string today, and we're going to play a peanut butter sandwich on each of the strings going down. So E, A, D, G, and then we'll play the G again, and then we'll come up towards the E again. So start in the middle of the bow, and remember to keep your peanut butter notes really, really short, and your sandwich notes really long all the way to the point and super straight. Let's do 4 peanut butter sandwiches on each of the strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. An A. Straight bows. And here's D. And here's your G. So now as we play G again and go back up to the E string, let's keep your peanut butter bits really short and your sandwiches perfectly straight and all the way to the point of the bow. So here we go, from G to E, 4 times on every string, and that was lovely. What a good bowing exercise you've just done. Very well done. So next, let's have a look at a left hand exercise. And you may remember in one of our earlier days, we were thinking about picking up your fingers really high and then tapping them on the strings. And we were thinking about a little elastic band that you pulled your finger back with, and then you let go and it pinged back. Now we're going to build on that exercise a little bit today, and what we're going to do is play some trills. And what I want you to do is place the B, the first finger, on the A string, and then we're going to first trill slowly. I'll show you how we're going to do it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're starting slowly and then doubling it up and doubling it up again. So let's have the B and the C trill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Let's do that again, shall we? And this time I want you to really work on the tapping hard on the fingerboard. You can probably hear that. So let's aim for that, shall we? 1, 2. Very nice. Now we've played B to C. We're now going to play B to C sharp. So we're having a space now between our first and second fingers, and we're playing the same rhythms. And well done. Now, there is always a risk when you play more trills like that the trills become slightly smaller. That means that you start with a wider gap between your fingers, and gradually, without you wanting to do that, your finger will come closer to that. So we're playing this same trill again, and this time I want you to listen really carefully if your trilling finger stays wide away from the first finger, so that you don't make that space smaller. So listen out very carefully. 1, 2. Very well done. Now this time we're going to play a trill with the second finger and the third finger right next to it. In the meantime, your first finger stays on the string. So now we're going to tap really hard, and we want to hear that rattling on the fingerboard with the third finger. 1, 2. Good stuff. Very good. Shall we try that one again? 1, 2. Now, if you find this a little bit too challenging, because there are quite a lot of notes on one bow, then feel free to bow it in the way you can manage. Okay, so some people will be able to play all those many notes on one bow. Other people might have 3 or 4 or maybe even more bows there. Okay, so be a little bit flexible on your bowing here. Now we're going to play the second finger and then trilling with a wide third finger. So there is a wide gap between fingers 2 and 3. Now, as it gets more strenuous for your left hand now, I want you to double check that your thumb is up here and that your hand is soft right here. If that feels like a hard bit of concrete here in your thumb, like the mouse of your hand, soften it all up right now by just twisting your hand and just giving it a little bit of a shake. Okay. Now let's place fingers 1 and 2, and now we're having the third finger with a gap. 1, 2. Did you manage that? Awesome. Let's try it again, and is the little finger. Place your third finger back into its normal position so that it is not a wide gap with the second finger, but it's on a D. And now we're going to use the pinky and we're going to place it really close to the third finger. Okay, now pinkies are usually not as well trained, so make sure you lift it up as high as you can. So you really pull it back this way. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Let's try this one again, shall we? And well done, well done. Give your arm a well-deserved rest. Just swing it to relax it, because we've got one more trill to go, and that is between the third finger and the fourth finger, where there is a gap between them. So let's place your third finger again on the D, relax your thumb, pick up your pinky as high as you can. So now we're going to trill with a gap. 1, 2. Wow. Shall we do that again? And awesome. What a good exercise. Remember to relax that left arm if you feel really, really tired after that. So you've worked your fingers really, really hard and really woken them up for today. So now let's put your violin down and we're working a little bit further on the bow exercise that we started yesterday. So in day 8 we were thinking about moving the bow up and down, and you were bending your fingers as you moved the bow up and down, stretching your fingers as you went down, bending your fingers as you went up, stretching your fingers, so straightening them as you went down. Okay, let's keep doing that for a bit, because we really want your fingers to become aware of when they need to straighten and when they need to bend. Eventually that will become second nature, but for now, for most people, that will be quite a challenge. So that's okay. If that's you, that's perfectly fine. Every day you get to step in the right direction, don't you? Lovely. One more time. One more down and one more up. Excellent. So now let's keep the bow flat like that, and let's do some soft waves with your wrist. And I want you to check that every time you look at it like that, your thumb is bent here. So give it some really soft waves. Nice, there we go. Now let's do some windscreen wipers. We've done this exercise in the past, and I really want you to feel the different imbalance. So your bow pivots on your thumb, and you want to feel the shift in weight. Because this end of the bow is much longer, isn't it? So now if it's flat like this, I can really feel it pressing on my pinky. And if you tip it over the top, of course it will be leaning on your index finger here. So let's see if you can feel that. It's my pinky now, and when it goes the other way, it's my index finger. And again, feel it squeezing your pinky. That's it. And now it's leaning onto your first finger. And that awareness increases with practice, and it will make you more aware of exactly how the weight of your bow is distributed between the fingers of your hand. And in advanced violin playing, that becomes quite important, you see. So that's why we're practicing that. So even when you are only just learning to play the violin, you've made a good start to work towards your work in the later stages. Excellent. Now, we've got another challenge for you today. And let's hold the bow flat like this. Can you tap your index finger on the bow like this? Now can you tap your middle finger? Now can you tap your ring finger? For most people that is a whole lot more difficult. So even if you can just lift it up like that, that's good practice. And now can you tap your little finger? But your little finger is very special because it's not tapping on the top. No, it's tapping on the side edge. So you pick it up and then you gently place it. Let's do that again, shall we? Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Wow, and now you want to give this right hand a really good shake, because for most hands that is really, really hard work. Okay, so make sure you get the blood flowing in your fingers again. All right, now we've done a lot of really useful exercises, so let's play now. And let's play that D major scale with a peanut butter sandwich again, shall we? So we did it last time in day 8. Maybe you can remember. We're going straight in. 1, 2, 3, 4. arpeggio next. And when we play the arpeggio, we're really going to straighten our bow arms, make them really smooth and flowing and into the string. Ready? And... Very well done. So it's time for our improvisation now, and today we're going to do our own improvisations again, so not so much copying as what we've done in the past, and we're going to stick to that D major scale and D major arpeggio. So what I want you to think about now is that I am going to pose a question and I want you to answer that question in your playing. We're keeping our phrases very short, but you want to see if you can work out an answer to what I play. So I'm going to play you this first. And now you make up your thing. Well done, well done. Anything goes. So even if you were just playing, that would be fine. Or you might make it very elaborate and play wider ranges or faster notes. That's all good. So let's try a different one, shall we? How did you manage that? Was that all right? So try a different one. And this one. And I'm hoping that you've come up with some bright ideas. Of course, the golden rule is still use the notes of the D scale and the D arpeggio if you possibly can. That makes it easier because we've got a limited number of notes and you can just explore and try things out before we make it even harder in weeks to come. We've got time, I think. So let's try that again, shall we? Because the more practice you get, the better it is. Try and be a little bit more adventurous this time with your notes. So how are you getting on with this? I'd be so interested to hear from you. So do please write a little comment in the comment section below saying, I just did myself proud. I have worked up something that sounded really good. Or you might say, today was not my day. Well, that is also fine. You're exploring an area of music that you may have never done before. So I would say congratulations on having a go and just trying anything. And like I said before, in improvising, you cannot really make mistakes. So go for it and just try it a little bit more. We're doing one more session today, and let me think of a good one. you've enjoyed that. I certainly have. So well done for doing lots of warm-up practice. If you want to get on really, really well with your violin playing, now's the time to play all the stuff that your own teacher has set you. So get your own books out and start with your favourite piece today. And I really look forward to seeing you in day 10. So well done today, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.